I've had a lot of thoughts since the election. A lot of things have been on my mind because of it. One of the things I'm concerned about is harassment. And we got all these reports, all of us know people have been harassed in the subway. We've heard things that have happened. And I'm concerned for a few reasons, two things actually. I'm of course, my sympathy is towards anybody who has been or who will be harassed, called out for whatever reason. And my second thing is I'm worried because I don't have confidence in me standing up to somebody and standing up for America's honor at this point. And one of my biggest fears in relationships is having to do that, is having to stand up for my girlfriend. And I had these just visions for years of like the day when my girlfriend, like a guy would step on her foot or he'd call her a name. And she would look at me and she would hear like, I need a hero, or something like that. And I would hear the same song, but I'd be looking around like somebody missed their cue. That's not me. I'm not good with confrontation, and I'm not very proud of this. And it wasn't much of an issue dating, and then I met Tanya. And Tanya was this tough gal from Rust Belt City. She grew up in a broken home. She was the oldest, and she had a fire about her, man. And there's good things and bad things to somebody that has a fire to them, namely sex. When we first started having sex, there was this one night where she was on top of me, and I can't explain exactly what she was doing. But I just remember, my mouth was open. I remember just looking down, and my toes were curled back so far, they looked like folded crepes. And I was like, this is really good sex. Like, I'm keeping this. And the bad side of somebody who has fire is just unpredictable anger. Unpredictable. And within one of the first few dates, she was driving and she was on the phone with her stepfather. She had a flip phone. And at one point, I just saw her hand shaking. She just took the flip phone, ripped it in half, and threw it out the window. And then she took me to a parking garage and had sex with me. And I was like, this part I like. I'm okay with this part. And I don't want to misrepresent her. I really don't. Because she came from a fucked up house, but she had a good heart. She was a good person. But I was scared to death of her. I was so scared of her. And I knew eventually, I was like, our communication styles, who we are, it's not gonna work. This isn't gonna work. And so, even within a few months, I was like, I'm gonna have to tell her that we're gonna have to break up. 4 years later, she talks to me and says, we're in love, we've been together for all these years, and I just think it's time, like we should do some kind of next step, whatever that is. And my response to her was, let me think about that. Later that night, I had this event at this bar in DC where I was living and working at the time, and it was a work event in Adams Morgan. And she comes and meets me there. And her eyes, the way she looked at me was, I am going to break a flip phone tonight, and that flip phone is you. And I just went on offensive. I was like, let me get you a drink. We should do something really nice for dinner tonight. I was just being like affable boyfriend. None of it was working. And later on in the evening, we go outside and have a cigarette, and in front of this bar, they have this like outdoor patio area, smoking. And this guy exits, comes out, and just goes about like 7 or 8 feet away from us. And Tanya looks at me and she goes, he bumped into me. Now in hindsight, at this point, I would call like a second shooter JFK bullshit conspiracy on that. Because where she was standing and where that door was, there is no way he could have bumped into her. But in that moment, I knew that I had to do something. And I looked at the guy, and he wasn't Mike Tyson, but he wasn't Glass Joe. And I started the longest walk of my life. And step by step, I just kept having this thought. I was like, what am I going to say to this guy what am I going to do if he throws a punch? But my main thing is, right next to this bar was a Subway sandwich shop, and I just kept projecting onto him, like, get hungry, get really hungry, get really hungry, get really hungry, get really hungry. Come up to him, and my presence is so uninspiring that I had to tap him. And he looks down at me, and I said, that's my girlfriend over there, you bumped into her, you need to apologize. Those are the words that I said. It all came out as a question, though. I said, that's my girlfriend? You bumped into her, you should apologize? And he looked at Tanya, and then he looked at me. He took a drag, and then he put his cigarette on the ledge. And he walked over to Tanya, and he said, he told me I bumped into you. I'm really sorry. And he walked back and finished his parliament and disappeared. And I wondered, am I really intimidating? Or did I just meet the most well-adjusted man in the world? And I have no idea what Tanya heard in her head, but what I heard is, I need a hero. That dude was awesome. We eked out about another 2 months, and then I'm very surprised we ended things peacefully. And I know. And I haven't, since then, I haven't really had any issues of standing up for a girlfriend or anything like that, and I've got your back as a partner. And to the United States, to the citizens, to the non-citizens, to anybody who's going to have to deal with harassment here, all I can say is I will do my best. I will do my best. And if I don't, then I am well adjusted enough now to say I'm sorry. Thank you.